and then we are good to go. So welcome everybody. We're so excited that you are here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Erica Harold, and I am the founder of Team Zyia Fire, and you are here with us tonight on a call that we have branded to call Ignite Your Fire, because we truly just talk about how much Zyia lights a fire within us and does so much for our body, mind, and soul. Here we are, and I'm already kicking it off with the corniness. So if you're here with us, grab a beverage if you have one. I know so many of you on the front screen do. So cheers to me and you and everybody on this call. Cheers. Okay, we're just going to keep it really raw with you guys tonight. We want to share some inspirational stories. And we want to just kind of light a fire under you guys and help you identify if this is the right opportunity for you in the right time. So with that said, I am going to hand it over to our first speaker. We're going to have about 5 speakers tonight, and we're going to wrap it up. We're going to keep this to 30 minutes for you guys. Make sure if you have any questions, ask them in the chat. If you don't know where the chat is, if you click on your screen, if you're on your phone, a little chat box will show up. Do that. And then also, if you are a potential rep, so you do not already have a Zyia rep ID, in the chat, if you would just say who invited you and where you're from, we would love to know. So you can start doing that in the chat now. We'd love to blow that up. So again, who invited you and where you're from. And I'm going to pass it off to Miss Lexi so we can hear her story.
Thanks, Erica. Yeah. My name is Lexi Redmond. I have been with Zyia. It'll actually be a year tomorrow, which is super exciting. It's really been an amazing journey, exceeded all my expectations. So before I signed on with Zyia, I kept seeing the opportunity. I was a little tainted because I was with other direct sales companies in the past, and I just didn't really know if Zyia was for me, if I could really do it, or if anyone would really want to buy this, let alone for me. And so I had a lot of reservations about it. Wanted to have that support as well, because I had been with other companies where it's like you signed up and then you were out on the island kind of just hanging out by yourself. And so I was kind of like, I've been there, done that. I don't want to do that again. And so I was really looking for a community along with what I was going to do next. And so I knew I wanted something for myself, something in addition to what I had going on with everything else in my life, something that I could call my own. And I thought about it far too long. My husband even said to me at one point, he's like, if you're gonna do it, just do it already. You're thinking about it nonstop. You're talking about it all the time. So just go for it, just do it. And so, like I said, it took me way too long to take the leap. My best advice to anyone is, if you're thinking about it in the slightest, obviously you are because you're here, is to just do it, because the hardest part is saying yes, and everything after that is just, it's so fun. It's amazing. And like I said, it exceeded all my expectations. I have a team of ladies that I talk to on the daily that are a big part of my life. And I love that extra income as well. That's another amazing perk about it, of course. But I feel like Zyia has 2 things that really set itself apart, are the amazing clothing line, of course, and everything that it's doing just for women with their confidence and just changing lives. And the other thing, like I said before, is the community. It's like the hidden gem out of the whole entire package deal, because it's real. Real people rooting for you, people that you don't even know, but they're rooting for you, wanting you to achieve your goals, and just here to cheer you on. So that was one of the biggest things for me that I love about Zyia. Everybody's so welcoming. You'll find that out too, but it's just genuine. Everyone's uplifting and willing to share their ideas, which is huge, because I feel like that kind of stuff is so rare. And with this team, it's just everybody is in it for you and to root you on. So, and the relationships that you build too are so amazing as well, the friendships, and not only with the team, but the people that you meet through parties and everything down the road. I didn't know how much I needed Zyia until I really needed Zyia, and By that, I mean, this year has been really tough. I've went through some personal things, as have many people, just because it's been a tough year with COVID and all that stuff that's come with that. But for me personally, my mom was hospitalized back in May, still is hospitalized, not COVID related. It was one of the hardest times for me. And this community was so uplifting. I had people reaching out to me that I had never even talked to, let alone maybe even heard of before. And it just really helped me stay in a positive mindset because, as you know, with COVID, no one could do anything, go anywhere. We had all these limitations. And so I have yet to see my mom. And so being a part of this community just really helped me keep going. It gave me a positive mindset and to really dig deep into what is important, because I was kind of sitting here doing nothing, couldn't have any control over what was going on in my life. And so the thing you'll find with Zyia, you are not just signing up for a business, you're signing up to being a support system, a family that is here just to love on you and help you through every step of the way. And then the financial aspect is pretty awesome too. For me personally, it's helped a lot this last year, just with everything with my mom and having to make decisions for her that weren't necessarily covered under insurance. So it's been a true blessing for my family and I, and eliminated a lot of that stress. And so I'm so grateful for the opportunity. And my only regret, which I think most people can say, is they wish they would have done it sooner and not have thought about it for so long and just jumped on the opportunity. And I really feel like Zyia is like being handed a pot of gold, and it's up to you what you want to do with it. If you want to pick it up and run with it. The other great thing is you don't have to look a certain way, be a certain way. You get to just be you. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day, is getting to be you. So all I can say is pick up that pot of gold, run with it, and you're gonna have so much fun with it and you won't regret it. So I am going to pass it off to Cassidy.
Hello, here I am looking like a pot of gold, right? My bright yellow shirt. Okay, so it's funny that you mentioned just like showing up and being you, because I was gonna fix my hair and I had this thought like, I should fix my hair for this, I should touch up my makeup. And then I was like, you know what? No, like I don't have to do that. Maybe I literally can just show up tonight with hair that I haven't even brushed today and this morning's makeup and a drink and share my story with you guys. And I love that. That's so cool. So my Zyia story, I started in October of 2018, so almost 2 years. And Erica reached out to me about the opportunity and I was like, sounds great, but like, I don't think this is for me. I was a health and fitness coach and I had poured 5 years of my life into health and fitness coaching. And I was really, really worried about shifting my focus and taking away from what I had worked so hard to build with coaching. But I just had this pull in my heart and I just couldn't stop thinking about Zyia. I was literally losing sleep at night. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I literally was losing sleep. I could not fall asleep at night because I couldn't stop thinking about Zyia. And I woke up one morning and I sent Erica a message and I just said, let's do this. Like, I'm ready. I'd never tried the product, never even felt the product, just jumped all in. And I remember in the very first month of Zyia, it was basically 2 weeks of Zyia, and I made my starter kit investment back. And that's when it was kind of like a light bulb moment for me where I was like, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. Like, I'm ready to do this. And for me, like, I feel like I was put on this earth to be a mother and to uplift and inspire other women. And that's what I loved about coaching. It gave me the opportunity to show women their worth. And I could also do it while I was at home raising my babies. Bring Zyia into my life, and it still gives me the opportunity to show women their worth. But this time I'm not telling them that they need to change the way that they eat. I just am giving them clothes that make them feel super stinking confident. And also, aside from just making my customers feel fabulous, I've built this incredible team of women, and they have continued to build, and we've just built into this awesome team of women, and we get to encourage one another and support one another. And like when they succeed, I succeed, and everyone is just in it together, supporting one another. And that's another thing that's been really, really cool for me, is to watch those people on my team like grow into confidence and step into that leadership role. And even for me, like I never imagined myself in a leadership role, and the way that I've personally grown in the last 2 years is really, really incredible. So I guess with coaching, I just felt like I was working so hard, and financially it just wasn't really paying off. And Zyia has just put a down payment on a new home that I'm sitting in right now for my family. And that was a dream of my husband and I's for years, and we just never could make it happen. And Zyia has allowed that to happen. And I've met the most incredible women. I have grown into a completely different human, mom, everything. It's just given me freedom and just so many positive things in my life. So I guess if you are wanting to find something that pays you like a job but doesn't feel like a job, this is your answer. I joke with my husband sometimes that it's hard for me to like consider myself working, and sometimes I feel guilty when I'm working because it doesn't feel like work. Like it feels like play. I literally went and had coffee with someone today to talk about Zyia, and I was like, this is my job. Like that's pretty stinking cool. So I could just go on and on, but I know that my time is up. So I'm going to pass it on to Heather and just tell you guys that you won't regret this decision.
Hi, everybody. My name is Heather Leto. I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet. My lives are tending to go quite long lately. So I am going to speak from a person who has done direct sales before. And I loved the company that I did direct sales for, but it always kind of felt like, I felt really pushy. I am also a business owner, not just a direct sales business owner. I am a therapist in Southwest Michigan. Love what I do. I built my practice from the ground up. I started working on building my practice back in 2012. And I have a small practice that is quite successful in a very, very saturated area. And I've just really loved the work that I've been doing. Fast forward, Erica, who also happens to be my cousin, I was one of her very first parties when she first started. And she goes, girl, you'd love this. And I kept putting it off because I had this other direct sales company. And I was a mom and doing all these different things. And I look back on that now and those conversations that we had back in 2018, and I kick myself every single day because Zyia was super, super new, and it's still super new and young. This company is 3 years old. And the beautiful thing about the first 5 years of a company is it's all about growth. But I really was on the fence. Fast forward, I had my third daughter. My business continues on in Southwest Michigan. And after I had my third child, I was in this place of still trying to lose this baby weight and weight that I had gained after I had my second child. So after I had my second child, I had severe postpartum anxiety. And that kind of transformed into this extra weight gain postpartum. So my goal was to then utilize Zyia as a reinforcer for my weight loss journey. To date, I started with Zyia back in December. I have lost 50 pounds, and I've used Zyia not only as my reinforcer for my working out and for my activity, but I've also used it as a really, really, really great clothing line option for my work clothing. The things that I purchase, I wear not only to work out in, but I wear in my office when I'm working with my clients. And I feel really, really good and confident in the things that I'm doing and the things that I'm wearing. My husband would say that I am a very, very different person. I take selfies every single day now and send them, and I go, this looks really cute, doesn't it? It has boosted my confidence in being someone who works in a personal development and mental health field. And one of my specialties is working with exercise and nutrition, and how that naturally increases our self-esteem, and that they're natural antidepressants and anti-anxiety agents, along with food. And so it really kind of tied into the things that I was doing. And so it wasn't that I was just teaching the thing, it was that I was living it, and that it was something that I could do that was for me, because being a mom of 3 and a wife, and being a therapist, a lot of the things in my life aren't for me. This became something that was for me. How I kind of do this is I just try to be myself. There are very few times or very few places in my life that I can really kind of let loose and be my goof and be my crunchy, funky, nerdy self. And this is something that, like, I can be that. I can be Heather and not be all the other hats. And so I just kind of let things be what they're going to be and have fun with it, because life's too short. And so this has been kind of my wheelhouse of making that a reality and making it something fun and unique for me and for my family. It's been really a wonderful experience. Personally, I want to thank you all for being here today, and thanks for listening to our stories. And I'm going to pass this on to Anna and Derek.
Hi guys. So this is super crazy because this is the first time Derek has been on here with me. And if you would have told me like a year and a half ago, you're going to join an MLM company and you're going to rock it and you're going to love it and you're going to believe in it and not think that it's a scheme, and your fiance is going to do it too, I would have been like I probably would have never talked to you again and referred you to a psychiatrist. So this is Derek. He told me for months before I actually signed up, months, that I needed to do it.
So yes, I've been a part of MLMs in the past, more so as a consumer, not so much as a distributor or someone to kind of go into the financial part of it. But I've seen and I've had meetings, and I kind of knew the structure behind them. And she has a personality that is perfect for this. She's just friendly enough, but just to the point enough. And I'm like, babe, if you find something you're passionate about, give it a shot. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're just going to have some product that's borderline free / really cheap, and then you can walk away from it, no big deal. And then when I saw the structure of the company and the quality of the company, I was like, okay, look, genius, I'm going to pay for your starter kit and we're going to make this happen. I said that in March. She's like, no, let me save up. I'll do it in April. April's around. No, I haven't saved up enough. Let me wait till May. Nope, time out. It's April. I'm paying for it. You're starting. Let's see what happens.
That is literally how it went. And yes, he did pay for my starter kit. You guys, I just always felt like I never wanted to be one of those girls. I never wanted to be the hey girl that pops into your inbox. I freaking hated it. I hated it. It made me cringe. I would not even accept an invite, or I would not accept invites to parties, but I also would not accept friends that had something like in their profile about like what they sell. Cause I was like, oh, God, here we go again. So I was so anti-MLM, and now I'm like, preach it, sister. Like, tell me about your business. Tell me about everything. And I'm like, God, I hope karma doesn't like come back and bite me in the ass, because that would have been really bad, but it didn't, you guys. This business, I feel like when Derek is saying like, what's the worst that can happen? I always tell people to think like, what's the best that can happen? But when I signed up for this, I had no idea in my little pea brain what the best that could happen was. Like, you guys, I have to dream bigger every day. I have to set higher goals because I keep achieving them. And I just did not expect this. I did not expect to have a new community of friends. And I'm not kidding. Like, these girls are my friends. You should have seen the messages I sent them before we hopped on here. Okay. I wouldn't share that with my neighbor, but I never expected to get friends. I never expected it to be as awesome as it has been. It's been so awesome that we're getting married in Greece next year. Thanks to Zyia. Zyia paid for that because I am a full-time respiratory therapist in the Children's Hospital. And I was working 4 and 5 12-hour shifts a week, picking up overtime. And eventually it got to the point where I would say 6 months after I signed up for Zyia, my boss like joked around and he's like, we are not your main hustle anymore. He's like, this job is your side hustle. He's like, I figured you out. He's like, this is nuts. So some days he would jokingly be like, you know what, you can go work at your other job today because we have a pretty slow day. But it was awesome that he was also supportive, but it's just funny how like the tables have completely turned, that I was working up to 60 hours a week and never seeing him because I wanted certain things, but I was so scared of not having enough money to do things. And now it's like, everything is swapped, and it's so swapped that we kind of traded places. And,
pretty much.
And I paid for his starter kit.
So yeah, a few months back, I'm on what, 3.5 months into my Zyia official journey, not just being, the fiance saying, hey, gimme. And yeah, it got to the point where it was like, okay, Zyia's starting to step up their men's line. I can do this. So my backstory is I am a personal trainer. So I kind of love the health and the fitness world. But in the past, it's been, the oils and the proteins, never a clothing line, because clothing lines are for women usually. They're not for men. But Zyia has really stepped up the game. I mean, the legends, hello. The versatility, hello. I have 6 pairs, like almost 2 in every color. So when that started happening, I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. And she was like, okay, I'll return the favor. I'll go ahead and pay for your starter kit. So yeah, it's just worked out real well. And being a trainer, I mean, this is what I live in. I live in activewear. So why not live in the best and get paid for it as well? Win-win.
Yes, Derek is the reason we sell out of the men's line. For real though. Yes, he stocks Wednesday's new releases just as much as I do. But yeah, it's super awesome. And I feel like sometimes I think it's awesome that we have guy reps coming on now, because I feel like when I first started, there wasn't that much men's, and now they've really started to focus on the men. So that's when I was like, come on. Because my biggest regret, like everybody else has said here, is that I should have done it sooner. I should have done it the first time he said to do it. And I try not to kick myself in the butt for that every day, but I do sometimes think like, how different would it have been if I would have signed up when he freaking said? I should have done it. That's the only time I'll ever tell him he's right.
Oh, wow.
So that's our story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am going to pass this on to Bree because she is one of my favorite stories. I see some people saying like, oh, you guys are giving me chills. Wait till you hear Bree's story. You might even cry.
Okay, well, that's a little intimidating there. Thank you. Okay, you guys, so let's all take a drink so that I don't freak out a little bit. But if you guys can drop in the comments if you
Bree, we can't hear you. You muted yourself. What do you want us to drop in the comments?
Drop in the comments your name and who invited you, because we just want to kind of know if you're a rep, if you're interested. You guys, I somehow meet myself every single time, and it is so annoying. I don't know how I do this, but this is like the 4th time. So my name is Bree Fisher. I am stationed down here in Florida. I will be celebrating 1 year with Zyia, and I'm so excited. So 1 year is a huge thing for me, because when I started Zyia, you guys, I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of back history. I have 2 kids. We're a military family stationed down here in Florida. And I had an infant and like an almost 2-year-old. So I really needed the encouragement. I was overweight, I was depressed, I had the postpartum depression as well, and I just did not feel good with myself. I mean, I have been super active my whole life, and to go from that activity, someone that, you know, is just really passionate and has their goals and career driven, to a stay-at-home mom, it is incredibly hard. I'm just going to be real about that, because it is so hard to change in your mind the different things. Now, being a mother is amazing and it's beautiful, but wiping butts every day is freaking hard. So when we talk about finding your passion, when I signed up with Zyia, I watched for months and I was like, can I do this? Can I not do this? Is this interesting? And you guys, when I said I was depressed, like I was like, okay, do I need to get on something? So what did I do? I signed up for Zyia. I was like, okay, I'm going to give myself 3 months to do this business and I'm going to see what happens. If I fall on my face, I fall on my face. My husband ended up deploying in January and he just got back. He was supposed to go for a 4-month deployment, and praise God, he literally just got back last week. But I went through my deployment really pushing into Zyia because that was something that I was excited about, that I was passionate about. It has encouraged me to lose, I'm now up to like 25 pounds. And it encouraged me to get through this never-ending deployment, you guys. So through this pandemic, like my husband's gone, COVID is crazy, I have a special needs kiddo, and doing school with them and trying to figure out how to balance life, like Zyia was my outlet. It was my outlet to be able to dance and be goofy, to be myself, kind of like what Heather said, like to just do whatever I wanted to do and to find joy in it. So while my husband's been deployed, we were really struggling in marriage, right? And when he came back to a new woman. Like, I've lost weight, I've grown in confidence, I have ranked up, I think like 3 times since he's left. So I'm now a senior director. I have like 27 people under me that I never thought I would ever have a team. And it is amazing what happens when you trust your gut and you go for it. So when I signed up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it 3 months, let's just see what happens. Well, shit freaking happened. Excuse my language, my kids are asleep, but it happened and I'm so excited about it. And I have no desire to just put it on hold. So I have also been able to pay for childcare full time, which has been such the biggest blessing. Like, my business has grown to a spot where I can pay for childcare and pursue Zyia as a full-time business, which is amazing. It's amazing. Cute clothes, really being able to pour into myself, pour into the health and fitness journey, and be the person that I used to be and that I've gone through. So this company has really, really helped me dig in to myself and heal and grow, and it's been just amazing. So one thing I would just encourage you guys to do is to really just dig in and understand, or ask yourself, why? Like, why are you here today? And what is stopping you? Because I guarantee it's yourself. And if you trust yourself and you trust your gut and you go for it, you are not going to be letting yourself down, because we are all going to be here to cheer you on and to support you. So I am going to now pass this off to Sydney. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Hi guys, I am Sydney Turbeville. I invited my gal pal Amanda to join us tonight. And we're just gonna share with you how we do this gig side by side, living in a town of, tiny town of, less than 350 people, in a very rural area. I'm also in this business with my sister Cassidy, the pot of gold who talked earlier. And we have 3 of our other sisters in this business with us. So I just wanted to share with you guys, I know how easy it is to talk yourself out of doing something like this, because I mean, that's probably one of the number one objections I get is I already know too many Zyia reps. Like, it's oversaturated. It's not. It is not oversaturated. If this girl and I can do this successfully in our tiny town with the huge mutual friend circle, and if Cassie and I and my other sisters and I can do this with our huge mutual family and friend circle, you can too. And Amanda,
agrees with that, she's going to tell you a little bit about like the party system and how it's so easy to get outside of your circle of people and expand your business, I think, right?
Yeah. So when I first signed up under Sid, I was probably one of her first parties. And there was no doubt that I was like, I'm just not going to do this. Sid already has Hardin County. It's God's country. I'm just going to probably talk about it too much, but I'm just not going to do it. There's too many already somewhat close to me, and her sisters are like 90 miles away, but I was like, there's just too many around here. And then I finally decided to do it, and then realized how quickly it was like the accessibility to expanding past your little circle. Like, we feel like this is a pretty big circle already, like who's here, but the circle that it can be expanded to is insane. I'm hosting parties for people so far, like I don't even know where it's at, like East Coast, that I just finished up, and I'm so excited. And I've done some on the West Coast and like down south. Like, you have no idea how many lives you're going to touch just by asking one person to host a party. So the more you think that I can't do this, or because I already know too many people, host your first party. And that's literally what it takes, is to host your first party and to not be afraid to expand. I feel like that's part of it, is we're kind of like, I just don't think I can ask anybody to that I don't know. And that just goes away. And then pretty soon you might have a team where somebody just said they just hosted a party in Japan. Like, it doesn't matter how small your circle is or how big you think it is. It can always just be a bigger circle.
Yep. Parties just keep expanding on parties. And a lot of people are like, well, even, like, how do you do that when you have the same inner circle? So we do have the same inner circle. We have people who order from me. I have people that order from me, that order from Amanda, that order from Cassidy. But the best part about this business, you guys, is it is community over competition. Like, 100% community over competition. Like, I love competition. I'm a super competitive person. You can ask Cassidy, you can ask Amanda, like, give me a competition and I'm all in. But this company, like, relationships come over opportunity, and it's just, we're constantly cheering each other on, lifting each other up, and there's seriously just nothing better than that. There really is not. So that being said, wherever you live, whatever you do, however many Zyia reps are in your circle or in your town or in anywhere, it does not, in your family, there's 4 or 5 of us in my family, crepes. So it does not matter. Just get out of your own way and jump in and join us. That's all we have to say. We're fast talkers. We'll keep it short so we're not holding everybody up.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. You guys you busted that out, you two. I love it. So I hope that kind of gives you guys a little bit of insight to just some stories. We try and keep a pretty big variety, but also I hope a lot of you can relate to those stories, and maybe helps you overcome some of your fears or hesitations. A couple things I want to touch on, and then I'm going to let us go because I know we're running a little bit over on time, but a few things that I always really want to make sure that you guys know is, if you join our team, Zyia Fire, 100%, we do not just sign you up and say, have fun, good luck. We guide you every step of the way. So we have really, there's a bunch of us leaders on this team that have come together and decided what is important in your first 90 days, what you guys need to know, and how we can launch you and get you off to a fast start. So we have an amazing training program that you go through, and then we help you actually launch every step. And as you move up the ranks, you get more and more support, more and more guidance. There's more programs. There's things being created every single day by this team, because we truly want you guys to be successful. I tell the gals on this call every day, I say, my goal is to make everybody on this team $20,000 income earners per month. Did you hear that? Per month, not year. I want people on my team making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. That is life-changing money. If that's their goal. If their goal is their car payment, like, how can we make that happen? If their goal is just to have fun and do something that makes them feel amazing, how can we make them do more of that? right? So whatever their goal is, we want to help you guys achieve that. So that's why we put together that training program. We have weekly team calls. We have live events. We have our first event actually happening in Colorado, Breckenridge, Colorado, beautiful resort that we are headed to next month that I'm so excited to see so many of you on this call right now. So that's just a little bit more of what you guys will be gifted with when joining our specific team, Zyia Fire. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to get back with the rep who invited you. You can comment in the Discover Zyia group that you are in, how you got the link to this call. You can comment questions in there. We're here to help you. And I'm so excited. I know so many of you guys are going to hop off this call and enroll tonight, and congratulations and welcome to the team, because we are just so excited to have you. But let us know what questions you have. I hope everybody has a good night. And if you're drinking, cheers to an amazing call. And thank you all for sharing your stories. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening. Ariel, I just saw your comment. Girl, if you join this team, we can make it happen. $20,000 a month. It's the goal. I love you, ladies. We'll see you later. And gentlemen. Sorry, Derek.